became very close.
Hello, this is Stephen J. Murphy once again. Thanks very much for joining us on All About You, the show that's about your past and your present and your future. We're gaining momentum and up to show number 30. Thrilled to have my co-host Vivian Summers back with me. Hi, Viv.
Hi, Steve. It's so good to be back.
And you're in Bali as well.
I got back from Bali yesterday, day before yesterday, and I've lost all sense of time and space. I've been staying in a wonderful villa that was offered to my family from friends of the family for 10 days in just the most gorgeous part of the world. Never been to Bali before. You have.
Yes.
And
did you like it?
I didn't think I was going to. I think I had some preconceived critical opinions of Bali. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot, you know, the Bali Nine and, you know, a lot of their political systems and the government. And I thought, oh, I don't know about Bali. That's why I've never gone. But when this offer came up to our family to go, I jumped on a plane and I didn't give it much thought, and I fell in love with Bali.
And there was none of this like out at 2 a.m. Hey, come on, mate, where you from?
I stayed right away from. Where are those? Where is it?
Kuta.
No, I didn't even go near Kuta. Yeah. But speaking of, now, Linda, we have beautiful Linda you spoke with us again tonight, and hello. Peter, we love having you back. Yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight.
To be back.
Now, you guys are both quite familiar with Bali, aren't you?
Oh, I love Bali.
I love Bali.
So I went to Ubud for one day, and I actually think I had ascended to heaven. I've never been in a place like it. I was really in awe. Yeah. So that is a very special part of the world for you.
Yes, yes. I was actually in Chiang Mai many years ago, and someone was telling me about this place and I was saying Chiang Mai in Thailand just feels amazing, and they said, well, you have to go to Ubud in Bali because there's some sort of ley lines or vortex or something in Byron Bay, Chiang Mai and Ubud. And when I arrived in Ubud, I totally got it. It just feels like a healing place, such a beautiful spiritual place.
I've never been anywhere like it. I love Byron. I have not obviously been to Chiang Mai, but I was speechless. It just, the forests and the incredible height that we were, and there was just all this mist around the tops of all the, oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
Full of artists, and there's just artwork and beautiful ceramics everywhere, and oh my gosh.
Did you go to the monkey forest?
Yes, yes.
They're crazy.
I'm terrified of the monkeys.
Me too.
They are really scary little creatures. And so whereabouts did you stay when you were
I stayed in Seminyak.
Seminyak as well?
Yeah. I think it's more stepping back in time. It's not commercialised as much.
No, not at all.
And if you're going to go there, you're going to go to relax, and you're going to go there to heal, and you're going to enjoy it. We stayed in a private villa where we had our own private pool as well. Yes. And just enjoying. And we've got a beautiful family over there that, you know, we go and visit all the time, and he looks after us. So we go to the outskirts of Bali, not the commercial side of Bali.
We were on the outskirts.
So,
I opened the door one day and a cow was just standing there.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, can I get around you? So
I've never been to Bali.
Yeah.
Well, you must go, Steve.
Yes, we'll have to
we should go together.
Yeah, we'll go together.
There
Next
we go.
time we will.
We've been away from each other for 3 weeks and we're instantly back in sync.
So we are lovely to see you, and your soft lime. You look like little sorbet.
Well, this is a Seminyak purchase. It's a beautiful Balinese purchase. But I just wanted to say to my viewers at home, I'm sorry that I've been away for the last 3 weeks. My mother passed away on Good Friday, and it was unexpected, and that's consequently why I went to Bali with my sister after that to do some healing around it. And but I received so much love from my family here at the show and support. And Bali was incredibly restorative, spiritual. I had some amazing spiritual experiences there, and it was just the most wonderful way to do some healing.
I don't think Mum's too far away, quite frankly. I think she's very, very, very dear to us, around us. I sensed that tonight sitting here next to you. I didn't know we were going to be talking about that, but it's a lovely thing to tell you. Look out for our Wollongong show 2 coming up. We've got some lovely things to share with you as well. We'll be at Fairy Meadow on the the 16th of June. Josephine Sato, who's around the Wollongong Way, there it is on the screen. She's going to be there with us. Peter Hoare's with us, Sammy Bunting, Linda Yusuf and Sheila Vasharaza. A night of connecting with spirit, people and the audience, Q&A and questions that you want to have answered and in depth. I can pretty much say that we will get to speak to all of you who come on the night. The tickets are selling quickly too, by the way. $55 a ticket, buy 3 and you get the 4th free. Now you can book through our website there, allaboutyouaus.com, and on Facebook, allaboutyouaus. Just slip mark a question there if you like, or just contact us with the details and we'll be able to tell you how to go about ordering tickets. But $55 a ticket, buy 3, you get the 4th free. Viv?
And also, Ignite Your Flow. Now, I'm very excited about this because Marg and I will be attending, and that is May 19 to 21 at the Blue Mountains.
Yes.
So I just feel like it's going to be a continuation of my journey, my healing journey. So I'm so honoured to be able to spend it with you. So just tell us a little bit more about it.
Beautiful. Well, I was actually there at the venue for the weekend just now. And so Ignite Your Flow is going to be a weekend opportunity in order to step into your own flow, unplug from the rest of the world. See, there's a lot of different modalities and paradigms and belief systems saying that do this to be happy, do that to be happy. But what I've actually found is the more I plug back into me, that's what brings me back into my own centeredness. And that's what this weekend is about. We're going to be doing some exercises to support you to plug back into yourself. So beautiful meditation. You just made a very good point there. You plugged back into you. Yeah. Instantly I got out of that because we're all in this world, especially if you're parents as well. You're everything to your kids or to your pets or just even negotiating your rent in a lot of cases or making payments on your home. There's so many pressures. And you just said something there which I think is such a good point. You came back to you. Yeah. What did you want? Where are you at right now? So that's where you're coming from with all of this. Yes, yeah. and it's so important because a lot of us say, I'll be happy when I have that new car, new house, new holiday, or once I get past that project deadline, then, then I'll be able to relax and then I'll be happy and then I'll be complete. But there's always another carrot. So just plug back into yourself today and everything will flow.
Now, a reminder on the show too, we've got snapshot readings tonight and you can purchase product too from our web store. Mitchell Coombs books. Wow, Mitchell is so popular on AAY. All of his books are available from our web shop. Oracle cards and incense. Sammy Bunting's Angel Chart books and CDs. So get that information into us. Like to find out details. Like to have somebody receive these beautiful books and also candles and oracle cards. Lovely present, Viv.
Just beautiful. I've read Sensing Spirit and Sensing Psychic, both amazing books, just really great grounded information and advice like everybody on this show does and continues to give. And I just wanted to add to that what I look forward to most out of attending your 3-day retreat is being able to do that, just plug out, because I experienced that in Bali. It's many years since I've just not cared about anything, emails, phone, just unplug and sit in a pool. So it's just going to be so wonderful. We won't be in a pool at the Blue Mountains, but we'll be unplugging in other ways. So no phone, fresh air, very much so.
It will be beautiful. And there's still availability if people are interested.
My sister's actually quite keen to come, so I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Cool.
And what have you been up to? I haven't seen you for a while, so you're always doing very interesting things yourself. Travelling to Bali last time I left.
Probably the most interesting thing was I took a group of my students to a ghost tour up at the old courthouse in Berrima a couple of weeks ago. And we had some very, very interesting experiences, but to have them or to teach them the difference between residual energy and earthbound spirits and have them experience all of that, taking the fear out of everything. And the people of AAPI were absolutely incredible group of psychic investigators, and it's the first group that I've really been on that honoured spirit with everything that we did and every exercise that we did, and made sure that everybody was protected and nothing was attached to them. So it was an amazing experience.
Which I think is so
From
important.
midnight till about 6 in the morning.
Really?
Very cold. But
Wow.
yeah, it was, and there was another group that joined them, and my students got an incredible experience. Lots of hands-on learning.
So there were experiences, there were...
We did a lot of, I don't know the machines, but there was a machine where white noise, and
EMF.
yeah. We actually communicated to spirit through that, and we got to know his first name, his last name, how he passed, and he was a resident officer that had been killed by an inmate, and it all came through. And one of the young girls there said it's the first time it's happened in the whole time since she's been there that we had such a big experience. Most of my students are psychics or mediums or in training, and we also did some table tipping there with one of the most haunted rooms in the building, and we actually had to get up and the table ran all over the room, so that was all done on camera. So it was just interesting to even though I've done it many times, but to have them experience it in a safe and controlled environment, it was amazing. But
I want to see that. That'd be so cool.
I'm waiting for all the
or
for all the film to come through. So when it
Especially
does,
with the
I will
table.
share.
So did the table levitate?
It basically lifted and more or less walked across the room and back. It didn't rock, but it actually walked. So it was just interesting.
Wow.
So yeah, we had to get up and walk
I
with
would
it.
have,
So
I would
yeah.
have walked straight out of there.
Oh, but it was good because it's taking the fear out of everything
No.
and communicating with spirit respectively, you know, without
Which I think is such an important part of the process.
absolutely.
Because you don't want to go through something like that. And if somebody's not equipped in learning how to disengage or to protect themselves, I think that's a really important part of that process.
Massive. It's all about control, protection. Yeah, and teaching everyone about boundaries, you know, of what, you know, we allow spirit to do or come through as close as.
Well, we wouldn't allow a person in life to do something to hurt us.
Absolutely.
So you need to have the same boundaries in place for spirit, I suppose. Well, we're off to a good start. So let's
Yes,
get in
and
straight.
I believe Pete's up first.
Me.
And,
Yes.
All right.
We've got you got another page to go there.
I have another page to go.
Yes.
But it's just a reminder that we are doing snapshot readings. You can go to our website, allaboutyouau.com, if you want to follow the prompts to book a reading with one of our psychics to have a full reading. But just so that we can get through as many readings as possible during the show, we are keeping them to snapshot readings. And you can also purchase all these wonderful things that Steve was talking about before. So straight over to you, Peter.
All right.
We have Karen. Karen's born on the 6th of December 1955. Can you see anything fun happening this year? I do a lot for everyone else and not myself. Thanks so much for a great show. Thank you very much, Karen.
Okay. Hello, Karen, and thank you for your question. First thing I want to say is that you have a high tolerance for putting up with stuff that other people may not be able to put up with. And that tolerance is something that helps you to be in connection and in support of a lot of other people. And it is about time that you put yourself first. You're in a year one of a 9-year chapter this year. Of a 9-year chapter, this is your first year. You're going through some big changes. I do want to say, in terms of fun, I keep seeing a woman around you who's actually inviting you somewhere, or this is somebody who you're going to actually create something with around June, July. And it could be either that you have a weekend like where you actually go somewhere or celebrate in some way, but June, July feels like there's going to be some good opportunities for celebrating, but it also feels like there's someone around you, and it feels like it could be the same woman has been going through some difficulty. So it's making, what is it? It's making lemonade out of lemons, basically. This is an opportunity in order for you to be able to have create the experiences that you want. This is now your chapter for you. And I want to say that in the second half, big peak month coming for you in October, and also I want to say February next year, there's some big surprises with an international connection. Like there's an international connection, perhaps even a holiday or cruise overseas, but get off the couch and put yourself first. This is the time. Have a great year, Karen. As always, there's so much more we can say.
Yes, snapshot readings here on our show. But if you would like an in-depth reading, you can contact our show, Facebook/allaboutyouau.
Linda, a pop-up shop there, Steve. A pop-up shop, Steve. And it was a great snapshot. Yeah. It still covered everything.
Cool.
Josette. Oh, is that Josette or Josette? Josette. Oh, thank you, Marg. 29th of the 4th, 1954 is Josette's birthday. I had dreamed about my mother and she was knitting a cable jumper. I ran to her to cuddle her and was worried that she was going to drop stitches. It was sad for me, but it was also happy at the same time. Oh. Isn't that poignant?
That is beautiful. Josette, you've got an amazing, beautiful energy connected around your mum. And I've got this beautiful, nurturing woman that is basically like the yin and the yang, very much similar to you. So I do see you very, very similar and a very, very beautiful personality. She also lets me know that you went above and beyond, connected to her passing as well. So she wants to say a lot of thank yous. And it's very relevant round about this time as well, because Mother's Day is around the corner. And when I see this beautiful connection of you still remember your dream, to me it's more a vision than a dream. So your mother actually did come to you with some very, very vital information. When you see her knitting a jumper or knitting, it's all about nurturing or finishing what you started, especially this cable stitch. The cable stitch is quite intricate, so it's letting me know that you've got a lot of projects going at once and you're not completing it, or you're running around not looking after yourself. I would suggest that you start to finish one project at a time, but start to nurture yourself and take a little bit of a step back. Your mum embraces you with so much love, and she's letting me know that basically back to you of Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for everything that you have done for her. Take your time to just, as Peter said earlier, nurture you, especially around about Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, sweetheart. I'm going to get Viv to pick about 3 crystals for me, and we'll just give you a little bit of a crystal reading connected to you. If you could just choose 3 for me, Viv. Very interesting. When we pick up any green stone, especially in aventurine, there's 2, and it lets me know your life is quite abundant. So there is a lot of abundance comes in many, many forms, not so much financially, but connected to this, it lets me know of good luck and good fortune. But it also is healing of the heart. The pink stone is a rose quartz. The rose quartz is the ultimate stone of love between a partner. Love between mother and child, but also love for self. It's about healing by healing your heart, connected to the loss, connected to your mum, but loving the memories that you have between the 2 of you. You are so much alike and you have got so much love within your own family. Don't be so hard on yourself, sweetheart. Take a step back, put your feet up, let your family spoil you this Mother's Day, and just learn to love the person that you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda. Thanks, Josette, for writing in. We've got a few shout-outs here. Cherie, Jen and Jeanette. Sandra is watching us tonight on the show, and Sylvia and Gloria. I shouldn't say tonight because it could be on the air at any time in the future, because once it's locked into the web, it's there forever, isn't it? We're on 3 vehicles tonight: Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Just thought I'd share that with you. There it is on the screen.
It was a very beautiful reading. Okay, right. Peter.
Yes.
Samantha. Samantha's born on the 26th of the 11th, 1988. I was stood up on a date Saturday, 28th of April, so recently. I just feel like I'm always going to be single. Oh, can you please help?
Okay. Hello, Samantha. That sucks. I'm so sorry. You know, like, it really is awful. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, because there's, and I say that really truly because the thing is sometimes we actually think that it's about us. But what it is an opportunity here for you to come back and regroup and recenter. Because what I'm getting here is it feels like, you know, when sometimes you ask for what it is that you want and then it's almost like you don't trust that the universe is going to give it to you, and so you try and make it happen. Well, it kind of feels like there's a little bit of that going on. And what I want to say is have a laugh, relax, and just know that you're on the road trip towards a relationship. You're on that journey. It's kind of like driving from Sydney to Melbourne and you're just, you know, you're still on the road. So you don't give up and you don't sort of think that Melbourne's not going to come to you just because you're not there yet. Just know that sometimes there is going to be the crappy night, the crappy date on the road trip to the beautiful relationship. You doubt yourself a little bit too much. Man, it's, you know, I can totally relate with that story. And so what I'm telling you, what I'm getting for you is it's time to let go of comparing yourself to other people. You're on your journey. You are going to find a relationship. And it feels like, though, it's on the other side of a little bit of letting go of some of the pressure that you put on yourself. You love investigating, you love looking at things from all angles, and that's what makes you truly unique and really special, because you're very thorough. What I'm getting here, though, is that this one here, you're going to have to trust the universe in order to bring it for you. So I am getting right now, is not the time for you to actually step into a relationship. It's time for you to actually give yourself some space, and that's what's going to allow the openness to actually come in, the opportunity to present itself. And I see that more. I do see a couple of experiences, but someone beautiful is coming into your life, and I want to say within the next 2 years, but it actually feels like it's in 2018. But you will be going out on more dates. Just know that you're on your way and it's going to happen. Just one thing I want to actually say about this is sometimes, you know, when letting go isn't about dropping the ball. Letting go is about just releasing the grip off what it is that you desire. Because when you release the grip, something new can actually come through. So release the grip on this, and it doesn't just, it impacts other areas of your life, not just relationship. All the best to you, Samantha.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.
You know, just to add to that very briefly,
Yeah.
I always say to my friends, because girls talk, you know, oh, I don't know when he's coming, and it's da-da-da. If there really is a soulmate, then he can't show up on the doorstep every week. You know, he might be years away. If there's one person that you're going to have an amazing relationship with, or two or three over your lifetime, you know, we can't dictate when that's going to really be, because they're doing their things in their life.
Yeah.
And it's a timing factor. So it might not necessarily mean that she's always going to be single. It might just mean that that person is just not ready yet to come to you.
Yeah, and it's not far off, but, you know, I really think in predicting or looking at the future, there are windows of opportunity. And you need to be ready and open, not cranky that it didn't show up. Because then you miss the window.
That's
you know?
beautiful.
Linda Winston writes in, and born on the 29th of August 1990. Just a simple question, what's in store for me in 2017?
Well, hi Winston, how are you, sweetheart? Sorry, darling, it just lets me know that there's been a little bit of a roller coaster for you in relationships. And what I do get with you is basically you wanting to move forward. What I do see is a lot of focusing connected around either study or some sort of moving forward connected around study. What I do see is at the moment you're not expressing who you are. I'm not going to say you're mummy's boy, but I do see you're still connected to the home and you're still living at home. And it lets me know that you're feeling in that catch-22 of being trapped, wanting to be out into the world, but not financially secure, connected to being out in the world. What I see with you is you need to declutter or let go of certain people in your life to help you to move forward, and that's where you come on your own. What I do see with the books or with the study connected around you is a new opportunity connected around work. What I do get is basically books, because life has been a roller coaster with you, and when you procrastinate and you don't learn to push yourself, well, then you feel quite trapped within yourself. What I want to say to you, darling, is basically take or refocus, let go of things that you cannot change, but start to change the things that you can. They're giving me the 10th month with you is where I feel new opportunities connected around you, or life starts to settle down. I do feel round about the 8th month is where I feel that you are refocusing and you're getting yourself back into either study or refocusing connected around work. Where you are at the moment isn't the right place. So I will say to you, refocus, stand within your own strength and within your own power, and start to do what you want to do, not what's expected of you around the home. The 10th month is where I see good luck and good fortune on your side, and I do see a lot of healing coming for you. But, sweetheart, as we say, it's not going to come to the front door unless you push yourself connected to going past that front door. There's a lot of movement around you, but you've got to grasp it with two hands and make it happen. We can't make it happen unless you work hard towards it as well. Viv, can you pick about 3 or 4 crystals for me, sweetheart?
Oh, I love this.
Beautiful. The white crystal is basically a snow quartz. A quartz is a stone that's basically connected to your knowing or seeing things with clarity. When I see a snow quartz, it lets me know that you're sort of walking around a little bit with snow-coloured glasses on, and it's a matter of taking those glasses off and seeing things with clarity. As we see, any dark stone is all about your strength, the basic base of your chakra, your strength. It's your power. It's you taking control of you. And the yellow always sits around about the tummy, which is about your self-worth. Exactly what I said, sweetheart. Start to believe in yourself and your own self-worth. Get back your strength. Get back your power. Take control of who you are. Don't let anyone underestimate who you are, and start to stretch your wings with independence. Thank you so much, Winston.
It's very good advice for a lot of people. Sometimes life doesn't move forward until we take it.
Both hands.
Both hands. Okay, Peter, we have Anna.
Okay.
Anna is born on the 7th, the 11th, 1966. Will my financial situation that I've been worrying about be sorted out smoothly soon?
Okay. Hi, Anna. As I'm tuning into the situation that you have before you, I'm actually seeing you having to seek some advice. So if you are worrying about it, and if you are losing some sleep over it, then I'm actually getting that, because I'm being shown you getting advice, not ignoring what needs to be ignored, and others are supporting you to be able to create the path. So it could actually be that you're talking to a friend or going to the bank or doing something where you're, however you're negotiating it, but there are others involved, and what that's going to do, once you've got that information in front of you and you're not sort of putting your head in the sand in any sort of way, then things are going to be a lot clearer. One thing I also want to say to you as well is name your negative emotions. Name how you're feeling about it, because what that's going to do is calm your limbic system in your brain, which is going to really, really support you through this time. I'm also getting that there are people in your environment, loved ones in your environment, and it feels like they're not helping with some of this situation, whether you're supporting or paying for them, or you're having to compensate in some way because the worry means that we've got to now reward ourselves or something like that. It kind of feels that the worrying is adding or exacerbating the situation in some way. So the invitation is to find, I suppose, more simple, cheaper ways of actually nurturing you. And I want to say doing simple things like having quiet time by yourself for 15 minutes every morning, and for about 15 minutes, about an hour before you go to bed at night time, because you are somebody who, a bit of a perfectionist, multitasker, and you do need to write things down in order to stop worrying. And so all of these strategies, it will work itself out, but you do need to do some of these strategies in order to help with the process. All the best.
Thank you, Pete. And if you'd like to write in a question, know about where you're at right now and also in the future, access our www.allaboutyouaus.com. It's there on the screen. And Facebook/AllAboutYouAus. We are on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter with this particular show. Linda, we've got a question for you. Katina, 15th of 12th of December 1963. So people born in 1963, they're very much their own people. They like to control. And is that true with you? Are you 63? Oh, do you like to be your own boss?
I not so much be my own boss. I've always been considered by a lot of my friends as a team player, but I love my own space and I love doing my own thing in my own time.
Yeah, but you are a teacher as well.
Oh, yes.
So, see, they lead. They're obviously, throughout their career, they're drawn into a position, or they'll be groomed at some point, where they're going to be teaching other people.
I'm not afraid of getting up and going out and trying things on my own.
Katina says, will we manage to subdivide or sell as is, or stay in the house in which we live in? I think this house gives off bad luck, particularly financial.
Hi. I don't believe our house particularly gives off bad luck. Sometimes it's, and I'll say with respect, the occupants. And we were talking about this earlier, about what we put out, we receive, or what we put out there, we get back. There's a couple of things you can do to lift the energy straight away, and one of them is to sage your house. Go and get some white sage and lift the energy. Ask for some beautiful energy to come into this home and let go of the negative. I'm not an expert on feng shui, and it's not me to talk about, but I will tell you, if you put a frog at the front door, as if the frog is jumping through the front door with a coin in its mouth, that will help financially, the finances coming into your home. Also a citrine in the far left-hand corner of your home, which is your money corner. So if you want finances to come, or you want bills to be paid, or you want the finances to have it, I'd put it all in that corner around some beautiful citrine to lift the energy connected around your finances. But what I see with you is I don't see a move straight away at the moment, but I will say to you that it is coming. There is a little bit of a red flag connected to either a real estate agent, so I'd be very, very careful of who you use. I do see two opportunities connected around it, but I do not see any opportunities connected to either the selling or the selling of the property until later on furthermore into the end of the year. I will say to you, by the time you are into July, it lets me know that you've made some major decisions connected around it. I do not see a subdivide. I do see it selling as is, but I do see you in the property for a little bit more closer to the December, January, going into the February. The only red flag I have got, as I said, is basically someone to do with your travel agency. If you want to sell your house at 500 and they say, no, it's only worth 400, I would stand my ground, because I do feel like that they want a quick sale for their income, but you know how much your property is worth. I don't see, as I said, subdividing, but I do see movement. Don't blow things out of proportion, sweetheart. You over-analyse things, and as you say, you pretty much do it your way. And you've got pretty good intuition as well. So I will say to you, use your intuition. Allow, if it feels right, it will work. If it flows, it will work. If you put it out there, it will work. But if you say, oh no, this house has got bad luck, oh no, you know, everything happens to me, finances, all this, well, you're not going to sell it. You're going to stay exactly where you are, and you're going to have trouble with finances. It's basically putting it out there, or they say karma, what you put out, you receive. So if you want it, manifest. Tomorrow night, beautiful new moon. It's an amazing time to basically say, well, this is what I want. I'm going to ask for it. Put it on a piece of paper, take it out, stand underneath the moon and ask our Creator for what you want. But let go of your ego, let go of who you are, and I will tell you, if you just simplify things a little bit, everything will flow. Would you like to choose 3 crystals for me, please?
Absolutely.
And while you're doing that, choosing the crystals there, it is a full moon this week on the 11th, because as you see this show back, we're on the 11th of May for 2017. So anybody born on the 10th, the 11th and the 12th of any month of the year, you are feeling a shift at the moment. You might like to access our show. It's certainly putting you in the spotlight with those birth dates any month throughout the year. You'll be coming to the fore, but perhaps a few decisions are being reached.
Carnelian is basically the yin and the yang. It's the balance within you, and it's all about your confidence and being a little bit more creative in what you want to do. The yellow also is the citrine, which we spoke about, and it's basically finances, but it's all about you taking control about you, your self-worth. And when we see the pink, you don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do. You've already got that under control, but you need to believe in yourself a little bit more than what you're doing. Thanks for connecting to us, sweetie.
Wonderful. Okay, so the topic of discussion, we have reached the time, is this evening, walking your talk. What do you think about that, Steve?
Do you know what? I had no idea you were going to ask me that.
I had no idea I was going to ask you that
I
either.
looked at it before we came on, walking your talk. I think I did briefly think about it. I didn't know you were going to ask me that question. Do you know what I really believe, though? If you have, and this is really important, and it doesn't matter what it is, well, to a degree it does, otherwise it would be irrelevant, but it doesn't matter how humble, it could be huge. What do you want? What do you really want in your heart? You know, for years I used to always finish my show off by saying, what you want in life, it wants you too. And
I love that.
It's so true.
That
it's
is
so
true.
What do you really want to do? And thankfully I knew as a child, I just loved radio. I was born on radio, raised with radio, and it's still in my heart.
In your blood.
Yeah, it is.
And
I'll be back on radio
It wants you
soon.
too, because you're damn good at it.
Well, it's calling me.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like our little show as well, which is each week we convey our messages, don't we? But it's walking your talk. And I think you said something before we came on tonight, be true to your word. What is it that you believe in? And do you know what? All of you friends who are watching us, everything you're thinking about, doesn't matter who says, oh, that's not important, or what are you thinking about that for? It's important to you. So, and it's important to all of us. So whatever you believe in, it could be your marriage coming up, it could be where you want to move to, it could be the living conditions you're in, perhaps your career, it could be one of a raft of things. But keep walking that talk and you'll get to your destiny eventually.
That's so true. I remember telling clients, you need to meditate. You need to meditate. You need to take care and nurture yourself. And I was thinking, gosh, I'm getting a lot of people who need to meditate and need to nurture themselves. And then I realised, oh, what if I do that? And then I started doing it, and it was like, oh my God, all this stuff just started changing in my life, and I just started feeling better. And of course it's true, but the thing is, a lot of times we don't realise the words that are coming out of our mouth. And last week we were talking about power of words, you know, and so this is a pretty cool follow-on about walking your talk, you know, because what's coming out of our mouth, whether it's at work, if we're talking about somebody else, or the advice that, you know, psychics and mediums are giving to their clients, or whatever profession, you know, anybody watching the show is in, the things that we say the most to our kids, to our family, to our friends, to our, you know, at work, they're the things that we need to be walking.
Well, that tends to encompass that whole psychology of mirroring.
Yeah.
So how would you both describe mirroring? Because I think this is very much, walking your talk is about people that say, giving advice, for instance, and then that is the very advice that they might need. Absolutely. Or that they're the least inclined to want to take. So I've always had, you know, a little bit of a laugh if you've been at a party and someone might look at someone at the party and say, oh, can you believe what they're wearing? Or, oh, she's, you know, showing a bit too much cleavage there or whatever. And I've always thought, well, I bet that's your issue. Maybe you want more cleavage. Or maybe, you know, there's some judgment you've got around yourself around that in order for you to even think about talking about that about somebody else.
That's so true. You know, the old thing that if someone's pointing the finger at you, there's 3 fingers pointing back at them.
Yes.
Well, those who accuse with a pointed finger are guilty tenfold. I love that saying.
Where did that come from?
I like that.
Haven't you heard that saying before?
No, where have I been under a rock?
But that's true.
But
Those
you
who
hear it-
accuse with a pointed finger are guilty tenfold.
And it's so true. You know, when you'll see somebody, I can't think of a name, but somebody who's saying, you know, with some sort of a belief system, you know, you need to be monogamous in your relationship and honour your wife, and then the next thing they're found in the backseat of the car with a prostitute or something like that. Some minister in the US was found.
How often does that happen?
Yeah.
What about, you know, I was just reading the other week, the chap that's the journalist on A Current Affair that finished up going, he's just been trialled for paedophilia. How many people has he gone after? How many companies has he gone after?
Going after their shadow stuff, and he hadn't dealt with his shadow stuff. You know, that's so big for us. You know, the unrecognised parts of us.
Yeah. So walking the talk, what would be an example?
I think when somebody said to me once over lunch, it wasn't directed at me, I just thought it was just an amazing saying, we preach what we need to most understand. And that just blew me away. And I thought, I never forgot that, but it does make you listen when people say things. And you think, especially in like a work capacity, if a boss starts, you know, to a degree you can manage people, but when you start making accusations about people or you start to control them, and I'm looking at the person who does that, you can see it even in politics. Those who accuse with a pointed finger are guilty tenfold, and also what I was just alluding to there as well, we preach what we need to most understand. So, and you can see it on the world stage as well. Interesting
that's
stuff.
very, very true. Just be careful, be mindful, like Shakespeare said, in judging others we define ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's another point too. I think we better get on with our readings here. And it's up to...
it's up to you now,
It's up
Steve.
to me.
It's up to you.
Jill writes in, can I have a numerology reading with Steve, please? 1st of February, 1987. Jill, I love this birth date of you. What a great birth date, friends. Perhaps you've got this same birth date as well. February 1, 1987. What can I tell you about yourself? You, like Vivian, you like to lead. Not all the time. You're a great team player as well. But some people are just born to lead, and you're one of those people. And you're a great team player as well. But I feel that you're also a specialist in many ways. You're very good at application, and you're very good at analysing things. But the first thing I saw, though, with this particular birth date, and I want to come back to where we are at right now, you know, you've been swimming, not so much against the tide, but it's been a process, and you've been a little bit judged in the process as well. And I think underneath the surface, it all just bounces up. But keep going, Jill, because where you are at right now, and I really think this is happening for you, the universe is either going to organise it, or you're just going to wake up one day and go, right, you're finished. Not with your life or with anything within yourself. You're finished with what you're doing, and you're so ready to go on to the next level. My dear, it is going to happen for you. So, and it's over this next 4-week period. So I feel that there's either going to be a job offer come to you, or some platform, or some sort of new opportunity. You can write it in your diary over the next 4 weeks. And I'd love to get your feedback. Something's going to happen that will allow you now to take the next step. It's a bit uncertain, this new direction. That will happen more so in the month of June, and you may be feeling a little bit pensive or even withdrawn, thinking about, oh, where have I been and where am I going? Don't worry about that. It's only temporary as well. July and August, you're on the upward scale. Now, before September, it might even happen around September, I'm going towards the 6th with you of this year in 2017. I see contracts or professional papers here that you're going to be signing. There looks to me to be 3 of them, and you'll be using a blue pen. How specific is that? I'm getting it really clearly here. So there looks to be contracts here, and you may be leading up to that, and don't worry about this, just keep going and keep swimming. you may be judged in the process of this year of how you execute your plans and how you go about your jobs. Long term for you, I think you're going to be involved with people on a grand scale, not before them, but communicating with them. But overall, my dear friend, I'm so glad you've contacted our show because I'm thrilled to tell you, overall, and in inverted commas, you've got a charmed life, Jill. Good luck, my love. Here we go.
Leaders can have charmed lives. Okay. Look, just for a moment, I just want to quickly, before we move on with a few more readings, before we end our show this evening, going back to that walking your talk, just a little bit of advice for our viewers at home. Now, I went to have a reading years ago by a fabulous woman, Sylvia Sinclair, and I was in my early 20s, and I said to her, it must be so exciting having the life of a medium and being a psychic. This is before I started studying anything esoteric myself. And she looked at me and she just kind of nodded, this deep wisdom, almost a little tinge of sadness, and she said, be careful what you wish for, because to do what we do, you have to have the empathy. And to have empathy, you have to have experienced a great deal in your life to understand someone's pain, illness, passing of loved ones. Do you find that in order to walk your talk, you have been through your own experiences that have taught you how to walk your talk? Say, for instance, Linda?
Where do I start? I've done many roles in my life. When I was quite young, I lost my father at a very, very young age, and I grew up with an interesting stepfather. And my mother remarried, and there was four of us. I called our family the Brady Bunch that went wrong. So growing through that process and then finding love, what I thought was love, through my own life, and then getting married a couple of times and going through some of the most horrendous stages of my life, I knew that I was always there of service. So I was there for absolutely everybody else. I worked with a lot of women, abused women, children, volunteer of the year. I worked at a police station. I'm a registered nurse. I have done so many roles in my life through service till it got to the stage in my life where I was a single mum, 3 children, past the age of 36, and I thought, where do I fit into the equation anymore? I finally got it right. I finally found the person to share the rest of my life with, and life started to change. And then I started to believe in everything that I had been given to absolutely everybody else. I decided to nurture myself with all my own advice. It's a hard thing learning to have to love the person that you are and believe in who you are. And as far as a psychic is concerned, we put all that behind us because we don't want anyone to think that we're different. And because we go through all of these other issues or life throws at us, when we get to the stage where we're a little bit more older and mature, it's just like, I get it. Now I know why the universe put me through this, because how can I help you if I don't experience it myself? And there isn't any opportunity or anything that I have not experienced. And I finally, for the first time in my life, am walking my talk because I have taken my own advice. And I can empathise with so many people that sit in front of me, whether it's through losses. And I remember we lost 8 people within 3 months in our family. And it was just one of those dark, dark spots. And how do I get out of that? If it wasn't one, it was my brother, it was my father, my auntie, my uncle. There was cousins. It just went on. There was a suicide connected around that. And then my daughter fell pregnant at the end of the year. So it was basically, there was so much darkness, but then we got this beautiful spot of light that brought us out. So I experienced grief in the hardest way you possibly could, but was elevated with my beautiful grandson that was born. So I had to experience that. I had to go through that. I had to go through abusive marriages as well as, you know, life that was thrown at me, because that taught me empathy and taught me to walk my talk when it comes to someone sitting in front of me. If they want to sit in front of me and they sit in front of me for half an hour, and they're there for 3 hours, do I move them? No, because I know what they're going through.
After you went through those experiences, did you feel that you had to go through that?
Absolutely. As
Wow,
a psychic,
that's a pretty big call, Linda.
absolutely, because I believe we write our own path. And if I am who I am today,
Yes.
how can I not be that person if I haven't experienced it myself? I have got some beautiful students in my class that are 17, 18, as I said, up to the age of 22. And I can teach them everything they possibly can that will help them through life, especially the psychic side of things, and giving them clarity of mind and be able them to see the things that that will help them in their experiences as they grow through life. But they have got no life experiences behind them to really be the person that they are. Most psychic mediums, if you see them now, are not 17, 18, 19, because they've got that experience behind them. And I guarantee you there's not many that hasn't got a story.
Yes.
Most of us have got a story, whether it's bullying, whether it's loss, or there is some form of story behind most of
Did you realise
us.
after your trauma, I've had enough?
It was like a light bulb had switched on, and it was just like, I'm
so
done.
quickly. It wasn't a process.
No,
it just
it wasn't
came
a process.
overnight.
It came overnight, picked up my children, left and went, I'm done.
Yeah, and you were reborn.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And looking at you now, I don't suspect these things happen at all.
You know what? I've learnt to let go of the drama connected to my past, but never ever forget the experience of what I've gone through. Because those experiences helped me to who I am today.
Yes.
And to help others.
Absolutely.
And so that is really how you walk your talk.
Absolutely, and even down to I did some overheads at a spiritual church on Sunday, and I asked all my students to go, because how can I teach them if they can't see how I deliver my messages? So it's just, you know, and even though I'm here with them and I'm their teacher, if they reach me, which they will, because of who they are, I've got to go that step further. So I've got to go and continue learning and continue being the person I am, so we can all grow together.
Yes, and trauma can often come through relationships, can't it? So perhaps
In many,
it's
many forms.
part of your questions you want to field to us tonight, allaboutyouau.com. Pete, Tez has written in, this is your question here, from 1982.
You can have it, Steve.
I was given dishes as a gift quite a few years ago, but they have disappeared. Can you pick up where they went? I know a weird one. Also looking for a job, but sorry, it's the way this is written. Also looking for a job, but not sure what industry I should be working in. Well, that's a good, sensible question.
So job and dishes. Okay. All right. Hello, Tez. Okay. As I'm tuning into your energy, I'm actually being shown, you know, a car driving down the road. Actually, it's an old truck driving down the road, waving goodbye. It actually feels like you know, I'm really open to the idea that one day you're going to find the dishes, but I'm getting a no. I'm getting that that they've gone, and wherever they are being used. It feels like they've gone into a bag that went somewhere, and so the invitation is to that if you can't find it today, you know, looking at the bigger picture, just like we've been talking here. If it's not here and it's not around you today, then deal with what you have today. Life is short, and the invitation is you are at a brand new beginning. You're at a new cycle coming forward. It does feel like the changes in terms of, you know, when I look at the work area, it feels like there's some things that you need to deal with before you actually get to the other side, because it does actually feel like there's I don't know, there's a bit of a block over here in the work area, you know, in order to, that you need to actually go through. I'm getting, in regards to work, it is coming, but it is going to take a little bit of time. I want to say that the energy is clearer with your work between September and November, but just sort of write it out right now, not taking it so seriously. I want to say around the dishes also, it does feel like letting go of the guilt. or letting go of any sort of remorse around this. There's something linked to the bigger picture here, because it does feel like you're going through a bit of reflection time, because you know you are in like I said before, a year one. It's a new beginning, but it does feel like you're pining for something from the past. And I am getting it's time to cut some ties, you know, like clear it, put it out, burn something, you know, write out what do you want to let go of, and burn it tomorrow night at the full moon as a way of releasing in order to step into the new, because new chapter is coming. It feels like just take a little bit of time through winter in order to incubate the changes, particularly around the work. But it is coming, the change is coming.
Wonderful, something to look forward to. Okay, Linda, Robin is born on the 1st of November 1952. It's interesting with what we were just talking about with your life. Robin needs guidance because she's had 2 failed marriages, troubled childhood, and now estranged from her own children. She's been alone since 2000. Do you see a move for me? Thank you for your help and support.
Hi, Robin. I always believe there's no such thing as a coincidence. We talk about things for reasons. I pick up on quite a few things, especially connected to your mum. Where I'm going to start, sweetheart, is where I feel like is justice was never served for you as a child. So it lets me know of where you've come from and the imprint that was being given to you from a very, very young age. I do see your mother having a lot of issues, and I do see some mental issues connected around mum, and it also goes as far as your grandmother. So sometimes we don't fall into circumstances. Sometimes we learn through generations. And what you've gone through yourself as far as self-worth is concerned is a generational learning, if that makes sense, sweetheart. Because then I see you, as far as your marriages are concerned, you have always looked for love, or you're happily ever after. So then you've got into these beautiful marriages. And as you go into these marriages, you want what everybody else has got. But you have not been taught from a young age what your happily ever after is. So then you nurture absolutely everyone, and you forget about yourself in the equation. Then you let that go, and then you move on to the next one. And then the same pattern happens. You end up with the same person. And in the process, as you, your grandmother and your mother have gone through this, your children are now in the middle of this as well. So there's a lot of healing going down through the generations. And as your children are part or witnessed to these beautiful marriages, it lets me know that we carry that guilt. And it's easy for other people to blame each other instead of blaming ourselves. So your children would be blaming you for you not having the strength to help them through what you've gone through in your own personal life. Sweetheart, life has been a massive roller coaster for you. And I feel, you know, especially coming up to Mother's Day, you know, we start to think that what's it all about? You know, we've had all these interesting lives that we've led through our life, and we're sitting here by ourselves and we haven't even got our children in our life. Sweetheart, you need to let go of the guilt. You need to move forward and let go of that guilt. And you are not responsible for what was done to you from a young age, but you've carried it through, and you've allowed people to walk over the top of you. There is a lot of help out there, sweetheart, and I guarantee you, you're not on your own. I do not see a move with you right at the very moment, but I will say to you to stand pretty well strong within your own strength. You are never alone, and there's a lot of help out there to help you as far as getting back into, as we were talking about earlier, getting back within you, or plugging back into you, as Peter puts it, and that's finding the strength of the person that you are. Like I said, within my own life, a light bulb turned on and I had to get rid of the drama, and I had to get rid of the guilt and all, excuse the French, the bullshit that went along with what I went through, and learn from that. Sweetheart, you're still quite young and you've got the rest of your life to live forward, but don't play the victim. You are a survivor. And you need to basically stand within your own strength. I wish you nothing but love and blessings, and I hope that's helped you, sweetheart.
Thanks, very, Linda. Very supportive.
You want to choose a couple of crystals for me for Robin?
Ooh, feel like I've got to get the right ones. Okay.
As she's pulling them out, sweetheart, green is all of healing. It's all of healing of the heart, healing of past issues going all the way back. Financially, you're okay at the moment, but the orange is basically letting me know about your strength and your confidence in believing in the person that you are. It's a double whammy, so it's all about getting balance back in your life, trying to get yourself into some sort of women's group where that will help you get back out into society or back into the life of the living. There's so much in you, sweetheart. You just need to believe in yourself, but let go of things that you cannot change and change the things in your life that you can. You are a victim of your own happiness, sweetheart. Create, or as they say, start to build some, sow some seeds and start planting some flowers. Thank you, sweetie.
I tell you what, some people, we all really need to support each other.
Absolutely.
As much as we can. More than what people think is necessary in day-to-day life, you know? People are struggling, and sometimes we might have close friends that are struggling. We don't even know how much they're struggling. So people don't reach out. That was very supportive. Peter, Catherine, born the 5th of August, 1970. Looking for my soulmate, twin flame. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm experiencing a peaceful feeling of self-love for the very first time in my life. And in return, I'm curious if you sense a forever love around me anytime soon. Thank you with much love. How beautifully written.
Oh, a forever love. I love that. Okay. Okay, Catherine. Oh, feels like it feels like you've been going through a little bit of turmoil. Feels like there's been a little bit or a lot of chaos over the last couple of years. The energy just feels quite turbulent around you. For you on a personal level, really feeling like you are on this search and you are actually going through, you know, learning, like we've been talking about, learning through the challenges, through the difficulties, and keeping on. Feeling a few little battle scars sitting here. Around relationship area, you know, there is I want to say to you that there's doors opening for you, but it still feels like you're in the old. You're still sitting in something old. I want to say that it feels like there's still something to let go of before you can actually be fully free. Now, I also want to say forever love is with you. Forever love is with you. And so I said this on a video yesterday on Facebook, and I'm going to say this because it feels really relevant. I read this the other day, and that if we love ourselves this much, then we can only receive this much love from somebody else. And so basically, if we want to receive more love from the world, we need to give more love to ourselves. And what I'm getting here for you is, Catherine, that we're needing a little bit more of an expression of love for you. Stretch the boundaries, spoil yourself, treat yourself like royalty, give yourself an opportunity in order to actually have more. I am getting that there are some changes you need to make in the way you're operating, dealing with the world, because you know, you are stubborn, you do put up with quite a lot, you do learn through your own experiences, but it feels like, I want to say that there is a long-term relationship around you, but I also get that 2020 feels so, it feels so significant for you. It actually feels like one of the most powerful years of your life. Whatever that means for you, put that away in your calendar. It does feel like, though, there's more. Be open to the idea of loving more than one person in your lifetime. Be open to the idea that that's possible. Love is on the way. There's so much I can say, but I feel like just sit on those words, replay it on Facebook once we've actually finished the show tonight, and do your homework. Love yourself more so that you can receive more. Many blessings.
Thanks, Pete. Raylene's written in. She's born on the 5th of August 1961. Will we get the house that we are wanting, or are there just too many things stopping it?
Wow. Hi, Raylene. How are you, sweetheart? Too many things. The things that stop you is you, as we spoke about today. And it's basically the fears of money. So I do feel like that you do, you're an impulse buyer. So it's just basically, you really need to hang on to your money. You overanalyze things. You've got the love of your life. And I do feel like that everything is involved, connected around you and where do we go and do we have family and all of that. You're very, very good as far as sussing things out, but things don't always turn out the way that you expected. But sweetheart, let it go. Don't cry over spilt milk. Let it go. Move forward. There's a lot of movement around you, and I do see you making, in the next 4 months, some really, really good business decisions connected to your finances. And that's where the two of you have really, really got to pull it together. I don't know whether... how old is she, if you don't mind me asking?
She's born in 1961, so she'll be 57 this year.
Okay. There is some new beginnings sitting around you.
56.
Yeah. There is some new beginnings around you, especially in relationships or taking things. The need for you to do some research connected around the home as well. But I also feel like that as we come into the January mark is where I feel either a movement or new beginnings connected around the home. I will tell you that there's been a bit of a roller coaster around you as far as emotion is concerned, because I've got a lot of tears behind closed doors. But it lets me know that pull your socks up, sweetheart. Stop procrastinating. Pull your finances together. I do feel like that's been a major issue with you, but you both got to be on the same page. Have a little bit of patience, but I do feel like everything will fall into place. By the time you're into January and February of next year, I think you will be in a different space or headspace than where you are at the moment. You want to choose some crystals for me, sweetheart? Okay. The yellow stone, obviously, citrine is basically letting me know, or any yellow stone, I think that is an adventurine, as well as the green stone. Your self-worth, believing in yourself financially, you're going to be okay, but it's basically good luck and good fortune coming your way, connected to your finances. But it's just letting me know to let go of things, material things, shall we say. Don't overspend, if that makes sense, sweetheart. You will get what you need to get. Everything happens at the right time, but I do feel like this year is all about a little bit of a kick up the backside connected to your finances, getting all that sorted out. The two of you getting on the same page, exactly where you want. I wouldn't be surprised if you move closer towards either the ocean or water, because I have got a pulling towards that part of the world. So good luck with it all, sweetheart. Thank you.
Okay, Peter, we have Pamela.
Okay.
Now, Pamela is sending in a question on behalf of her son, Ash, and Ash has given his permission. Okay. So Ash's birthday is the 19th of the 4th, 1972. And it's also, the question is in regards to Ash and his new girlfriend. And his new girlfriend is born on the 28th of the 10th, 1969. I like his new friend, but I'm sensing something is not right. Ash has been through heaps from his ex and still is because of their girls, obviously their children. If you could ease my mind and explain my feelings or her concerns, it would be great. Thank you in anticipation.
Thank you, Pamela. Okay. Oh, I can really feel your concern as a mum. Now, I'm just having a quick look at this. Ash doesn't like being told what to do. He likes doing things his way, and I'm sure you know that better than anybody else. So I can understand the challenge that's actually going on here. Now, what I'm getting here is that with his new girlfriend, he's met his match in some way. And I'm not talking about perfect match. I'm actually going that there are things that Ash has been neglecting to deal with. And it feels like there's a repeated pattern in some way here. But it's... So I'm not saying he's like his ex-partner, but I'm actually saying that there's a quality that's come out which is on the same wavelength, but in a different way to the ex-partner. And it feels like there's something that he didn't deal with here needs to be dealt with here. I'm not going to, in a case like this, you know, I don't think it's healthy for a psychic to necessarily tell you that a relationship is going to end or not end. But what I'm getting is, if they're together by the end of next year, then Ash has really sort of achieved, or he's grown through the lessons that he needs to learn through. And this is the relationship that's going to support him to do that. So if he was to walk away from this right now, then he's neglecting to do his homework. He needs to be here. Now, I'm just going to pull a card for Ash. I'm actually getting that it's now time for Ash to actually ask for the help that he needs. Perfect card. Asking for the help that he needs in order to be able to deal with the issues at hand. For the, and it actually feels like this connection is also good for his girlfriend as well, because it feels like there's some wounds from her past and quite a bit of emotion sitting there that's going to actually be healed through this. But for you, I'm actually getting, hold off. Write down on a piece of paper all of the advice that you would love to give your son right now. Just write it all down, you know, as soon as you watch this show. And that is your homework. Because like we were talking about, walking your talk and knowing that, and before the show we were talking about mirrors, the things that you're seeing in Ash's life that you see that he needs to change, Pamela, it's your homework. And you need to look at it, because it feels like there's something of an emotional nature that you need to take care of. And that's for all of us. You know, that is for all of us. If I can see something in that person over there that's irritating me, then I need to actually work on that. And if I see something that I want to compliment that person in, then that's something that we could only see in other people something that exists inside of ourselves, whether it's a criticism or a compliment. So notice that, and that's going to be, it's probably, you know, Peter's word of the day. So there you go. Thank you, Pamela. All the best.
Many years ago, I did a shadow workshop, how to access our shadow.
Not Debbie Ford, was it? Debbie,
oh, it was based on Debbie Ford,
yeah,
yes.
Love her.
Fabulous.
Shadow workshop?
Shadow workshop.
What's that all about?
Well, that's where, you know, you access the darker sides of yourself, the things that you don't like to share with people, you know, whether you're really stubborn, or you might be aggressive, or you might have a temper, or whatever. They're your shadow aspects, and people like to sit on them and push them down and pretend that they don't exist. And the more you pretend something doesn't exist, the more that shadow will, as Debbie Ford would say, grows in power. And that's where you have, you know, situations where you might have, say, for instance, a priest that, you know, might act out against the things that he teaches, and on it goes. So, but I was doing this shadow workshop, and they got us to do a little exercise at the beginning, and I was absolutely blown away by it. And the person running the workshop said, now, on a piece of paper, I want you to write down 6 things about somebody that you really look up to. 6 qualities that this person has that you are inspired by, that you love about this person, blah, 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 blah. So I thought of, you know, a couple of, you know, luminaries and Gandhi and etc. blah, 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 blah. And then they said, now turn over and I want you to write 6 things about someone that you absolutely hate, that you despise and you think that da-da-da. And so I did the same, and everyone in the class did. And they said, right, so look first at the 6 things that you wrote down about these people that you really don't like and what you don't like about them. That's your shadow. That's in you. Now turn it over and read the 6 things that you appreciate and love and look up to. They're also in you. So it was like taking a really, really, really big dose of nasty tasting medicine, reading the 6 things that I didn't like in the people I spoke
that's... I'm just listening carefully there to what you're saying, and I don't doubt that it's apparent for some people, but would you classify that as a gospel program?
Just to add that,
it's based on psychology
just to
as
add
well.
one thing to that, the good qualities in yourself you don't recognise, they call it your golden shadow. You know, because you might... you know, long before you went on radio, Steve, you know, people probably said, gee, you have a good talking voice or, you know, good speaking voice. And you're like, no, I don't like my voice. And then, you know, like 10, 20 years later, you're on the radio and you love your speaking voice.
Just to qualify what they were saying...
I have to laugh, sorry, because I was told I was living in a bubble. And when I said, because we were raised watching, you know, Channel 9 in Melbourne, and 9 always had the stars. And I thought, I won't say who it was because I'd be watching our show as well, but they said to me, what are you going to be when you grow up? I said, I'm going to be on that television. You're living in a bubble. It's like,
well, you know, a television is a kind of a bubble, isn't it? It is. It's a little round bubble that we're in. So, but just to
that
clarify...
walking your talk, Steve?
Yeah. Very good walk your talk.
You know, I knew in my own heart I was going to be either on radio or television, because it was just... I used to think what a glamorous world it was. You know, when I was a little boy, like we were watching Bandstand, and in those days it was Graham Kennedy and Bert Newton and Jimmy Hannon, all the big guys. And I thought I'd love to be in that entertainment medium, you know. But just
until you spend 12 hours in a studio as a makeup artist, you know, 7 days straight, and you leave before the sun comes up, and you leave after the sun's gone down, and there's no windows in a studio. But I love it too. I would never. Just to clarify though about the 6 qualities, when we were being taught that, they were saying that might not be your quality. But there may be an aspect of that. If somebody is very hard and you don't like that about, there's something you judge within yourself that you need to look out about. It might just be that you're extra stubborn, or you could have more empathy. So when I looked at it, I did see elements of my deepest, darkest side of me in that I had to be honest with myself about. And at least it gives you somewhere to go, something to start being honest with yourself about. And
it's so true, especially when you're having disputes with people. You know, just always remembering that most of the criticism that a person gives you is about themselves.
Oh, that's true.
That is very true.
Yeah,
it's also quite helpful. When it's coming at you, it's quite helpful, isn't it? Okay.
Final question on AAY tonight. Linda, Jared and Reese write in. Jared says here, there is a spirit in my place, but the spirit seems to have a lot more interaction with my friend Reese. There are 2 big sheds where we spend a lot of time working. Would love to know more about this spirit. Some of the interactions that we've had with Reese are interesting. Spirit is not shy in letting us know that he's around.
Wow, do you sound like some fun guys? When I was picking up on this, the first thing I started hearing in my voice was Jimmy Barnes, working class man. So I will say the spirit is male. And I'm getting really, really dirty hands, so I do feel that they've either worked the land or tinkered with mechanics, because I'm getting really, really dirty hands connected around that. And I get a real jokester connected around it. But I'm also hearing the song My Grandfather Clock. So I do see that this man is connected to one of you boys as far as a grandfather. I want you to really, really think about your grandfather that has passed over, sweetheart, because I've got a real jokester of a man. There would be a lot of cigarette smell, basically, in your workshop, because I do feel this man is a smoker, but it's just like he's watching over you, or he's playing with you. The reason why he's playing with Reese is because he's getting a reaction. And it's just like, I always say, spirit's like a naughty child. As soon as you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. You hear a lot of things being thrown, your tools are getting thrown down, or there's a lot of bangs and bumps in these sheds, and Reese will be the one that will jump. Oh my God, did you hear that? And Spirit's gone, got him. So they're going to do it again, and they're going to do it again. I feel there's a very, very friendly spirit connected to your family, sweetheart, and I really feel he's just having some fun. There's a lot of connection between you and Jared, Jared and spirit. I do believe he's either connected to your grandfather or a grandfathery spirit connected around that, and it. So bizarre because I hear him going, pull my finger. So I do have this really friendly type of a spirit that's just having a lot of fun with you. Research it, sweetheart. Ask your mum. But I think he's connected to you. Good luck with it all. Have fun, boys.
And
Thank you.
And give us that feedback back after
Absolutely.
you've done the research. We'd love to hear.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear about it.
I feel there's a two-part name to this gentleman as well. He was either born underneath one name, but named as like a nickname, where it could be a nickname, where it could be Joe, but no, Joseph known as Joe, or William known as Bill, or Edward known as Ed. So I do feel there's a two-part name to this spirit. So, yeah, good luck with it all. Have fun, boys. Don't be frightened. He's just having fun.
Thank you, Jared, and thank you, Reese, and thank you, Linda. And drop those questions into us at Facebook/allaboutyouau. Viv?
Now, we have June 16 down at Fairy Meadow in Wollongong. We have our live to audience show. And the wonderful guys here with us tonight will be joining us down there. We will both be there, and we want you to be there as well. We're looking forward to having our first live to audience show. And yeah, there's going to be tickets that are on the website for you to purchase, www.allaboutyouau.com. Follow the prompts to get to how you get to purchase the tickets. It's going to be a fabulous night, lots of wonderful information that's going to be passed on to everybody in the audience, and we want the opportunity to be able to meet you guys in person and interact with you. So please, let's see you down there Friday, June 16 at Fairy Meadow. Now...
Sorry, hold on. Yeah, right.
Pull my finger.
She said, what's the price of the tickets, love? So
It's the price of the tickets. Let me look it up here.
it's
$55.
Buy 3, you get 4. Hold on.
Yes, and the food at the
Buy 3,
Fraternity
get 4
Club
free.
is amazing.
Oh,
It's
the Fraternity
amazing
Club
Italian
is.
food. It's
The food
wonderful.
down there is
really?
lovely. It's a
Yes.
Fraternity Club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Italian Club, really good.
So buy 3, get 1 free.
I'll have some battered fish.
And a lasagna.
And oh, yes. Oh, the chicken.
Oh my
the
gosh,
chicken
it's
parmigiana. Yes.
Big portions. Great.
Oh, gosh,
Love
it's
it.
many years since I've had a chicken parmigiana. but I
Grab a
look
group,
forward to
guys.
that
Come
one.
down, have some fun with us. It's going to be a
It'll
top
be
night.
a wonderful
We'll be
evening.
as full as Centrelink.
Yeah.
On next week's show, on the panel, Josephine Sato is with us, Tanya Nadale, and also we're excited to have Tulsi Vandergraaf with us, who's our special guest. Love Tulsi.
I love Tulsi.
We love
Yeah.
Tulsi, isn't she phenomenal?
Yeah.
And last time she came in to see me in Chatswood and we were going to do a coffee and she said, look, I had my nails done, I've done my hair. And she said, I'm looking forward to the show tonight. I said, oh, I'm sorry, Mark's cancelled it. We're not on this week. Well, Mark, the look we got could have sterilised the floor. So
Oh, no.
we are looking forward then, Tulsi, to having you back on the show next week.
She's
And self-improvement is going to be the chapter of the show, the title, and we're going to have Tulsi back on. I love Tulsi, the way she communicates her message.
She's one of the
She's
most
amazing.
clear, and she does it so simply and so elegantly. She's a graceful,
Articulate.
Yeah.
very
She's
articulate,
very
and
articulate.
she has sorted me out on more occasions. I've lost count. When I've rung her up and said, oh, well, she's gone, well, it could be this, this and this. Oh, yep, okay, problem solved.
Beautiful.
She's got an
wow.
amazing gift, and it's all to do with the power of personal growth.
Wow, she'll be on the show next week. Look so forward to it.
Yes.
Linda, you so lovely seeing you tonight, and very soul-bearing it was.
Thank you, Steve. It was
Thank
good
you for
being
your
here
honesty
again.
and sharing that, because that helps people.
It's
That was
keeping it
beautiful
real.
sharing.
And also, Tanya Nadel, I just wanted to fill you in. Tanya is Italian, she's Australian, but she lives in England. So she's coming on as a special guest, and we had to ask her many months ago because she's booked out for readings months in advance. She only comes out to Australia, sporadically. So we're very excited to be able to have her
that's
join us just for this
wonderful.
one special once-off.
Pete,
cool.
thank you
Yes.
very much for coming on tonight and igniting
you.
the spirit once again.
Yes.
Always lovely to have you with us as well.
Yeah.
Pete, also, by the way, every morning I noticed on Facebook, you get up very early in the morning. You're
Yes.
everywhere, man.
Yes.
You just take your little camera and you film. You're at a river, or
do.
you're in the mountains, and you're inspiring people.
I do 1 minute a day, and it's called Step into Flow.
Yeah.
And so it's on Instagram and Facebook. So connect with me on there if you're
credit to
interested.
you.
Yes. It's
You
wonderful
get up
following
and you
you.
go out and do that.
And also, we got some feedback from Ash's mum for the reading that you did. She said, yes, Peter was spot on. Yes, Ash does have problems, and so does the girlfriend, and they are still dealing with it, learning how to deal with it. She said that the advice that you gave was fantastic, and thank you very much. It was brilliant.
Beautiful.
I'm Stephen J. Murphy. and
Vivian Summers.
We'll see you next week, friends, on All About You, streaming live through Facebook. Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.